Well, let's talk about this. We got Molsect. Molsect Knives sent me this, and it's called the Old Fashion. Check this out. Interesting. This is wood, and then this is aluminum here, okay? And then, of course, steel liners, all that. Let me grab my, steel. Okay. It's got an SLD blade steel, and it says SLD. And, of course, this knife was a collaborative with UTE. So, and I was going, UTE, I know that from somewhere, but Until the Edge. Now, Until the Edge is a certain designer. I think I met him at SHOT Show in Vegas in 2025, or it was in Atlanta, maybe. I can't remember now. But so he collaborated with him on this knife. It's called the Old Fashion, right? And SLD steel is an interesting steel. Now you can see the line here where this is laminated. If you look down, if you catch that light just right, you can kind of see the lines for the core or whatever. But this SLD steel is really got a lot of toughness, so it's not going to be chippy or anything, right? And it runs from 60 to 62 Rockwell. It's a front flipper here. I've heard this compared somewhat to DC 53, that kind of thing. So it's not like a crucible powder metallurgy thing, etc. But it should have relatively good edge retention. And it's just way cool, right? So it's a Hitachi steel as well. And I pulled a little bit of information on it. So this is the approximate percentages. It's a pretty high carbon steel. Of course, it's used in tool, die, all that kind of stuff. But manganese, silicon, some silicon in there. Chromium. See, it's a semi-stainless, but 12% is very common for D2 as well. I think this whole formula is not far off the D2 spectrum as well. Okay, you can see that. And so if you want to pause and read, it's a high carbon, okay? And it's used in kitchen knives a lot. So it should be pretty corrosion resistant, but also decent edge retention. Okay, if that makes any sense to you. Now, this one is a front flipper, and this one does not have a pocket clip, but this is only one variant that doesn't. All the others do have a pocket clip. So if you want one with a pocket clip, you have at it. You can do that. And let me show you the other variants. And this is not very expensive. Okay, so steel liner, aluminum, bolster and whatever. And timeless cocktail, old fashioned, right? Okay, you're gonna have an old fashioned. God, they were making those over at the pool the other day. I go, nah, I'm just a beer guy. Ebony wood with SLD, okay? But you can get the OD green and brown G10 and blue micarta and white G10 and all that kind of stuff. Opening mechanism, etc., etc., and all that. But here's buoy, point, blade shape, flat grind, etc., etc., and we'll get the rest of these dimensions here. But it's a full-size knife, right? It's a full-size knife. Here's that white G10 blue micarta, etc. And, I didn't show you the other side that shows you the pocket clip, but there's a pocket clip. I'll guarantee you. And I thought this was so weird that, what am I doing? How did they not do a pocket clip? And they did. This is just the one variant that doesn't have one. Strange, huh? Okay, here's the box. So I'll show you around this real quick if I get it open. Got to get back to the gym. Good Lord. Okay. Let's pull this out. Come to think of it, I do need to get to the gym. Oh, shit. What is this? Okay. Oh, yeah. There you go. Put that pin on you, etc., etc. Microfiber cloth. And then, of course, it has zipper pouch. And that's where the knife goes, okay? Two little pockets in that zipper pouch, etc. And so there's the box. It's pretty roughy-tufty. You know, I've talked about Molsect on several occasions. I did a video on the mantle, which I had 2 of these, and these were pre-production. And I sent one out to the pass-around group with Blade Banter, his pass-around group that I'm a part of. You know, I just haven't participated much. But this is an S35VN titanium. So check this out on the Molsect site. And also, the Orbit seems to be rather popular. It's a front flipper, and it's very inexpensive. All right. So, and this is a liner lock, chunk right down here. And this is the Ultim handle, of course. But, you know, they have other variants as well. Deep carry pocket clip, etc. Yeah, this is pretty cool right here. Now, and then if you want something very unique to the, I don't know, Florida experience or whatever, the Cove. And what runs around in the coves? The porpoise, I guess. But this is called the Cove. And like I said before, I think they did this on porpoise. So this is a unique knife, shall we say. And very inexpensive as well. And maybe a little conversation piece you can carry and just as a fun thing. But also it can be a, you know, serious knife, etc. But I happen to have that one sitting around too. So that, the Orbit, the mantle, that, and also, yeah, this is way cool. This is way cool as well. You may find this to be very attractive. It's called the Shuttle. I think they were talking about the space shuttle. This kind of what inspired them or whatever to make this knife, etc. I don't know how that story goes. But this is 14C. And this is inexpensive as well. I think it's like $70-something. But that is quite unique. I'm going to do a video on that one itself. But it's a full-sizer as well. So they've done some stuff. They really have. This is the Old Fashion, however, and so there's no top flipper here. It is a front flipper, and I guess, you know, really there's no good place to try and kick it from the blade side. Now, you can if you want, and it's not easy, and it's not probably the preferable way of doing it, but it can be done. Detent, okay. Detent is moderate. It's not real heavy, but it's definitely not light. And this front flipper takes a little getting used to. And especially, okay, this is what I've discovered. It is that when you have a front flipper like this and you have a pocket clip, I tend to use the pocket clip as a bit of an anchor point, okay? Which makes it so much easier to front flip because I'm anchoring my fingers on this, right? And if you have a front flipper, take notice of how you do that too. You probably do the same thing I do. And then I found this a little difficult to get used to, and you know why? Don't have a pocket clip. If you get one of the variants with a pocket clip, this will be easier for you to front flip. Okay, but it does have some height here, so you can just, you know, really get that thing in there so you can kick it. Okay, so you can grip it, but it's not as intuitive and easy as if you can kind of anchor off that pocket clip when you flip it. And notice if you do the same thing. I know, you know, you don't really notice it until you don't have a pocket clip, and then you go, ooh, this is a little different, okay? But no, now I can do it. I can get the hang of it. And there it is. There's that crazy blade. And by the way, being crazy and all, let's slide this blade along here. Oh, wow. That was so easy. Okay, yeah, well, we got no nicks or problems with the blade there then. That is nice. And like I said, the detent, it's medium. It's definitely not ultralight, but it's centered, and I've got no blade play or lock, rock, or anything like that. It's about 25% lockup. And you can see on the inside, they've skeletonized things here. Let's get this. Some yapping on here. So they were saying 3.6 something, and they're right. It's 93, 94 millimeters and 8 1/4 overall length at about 21 centimeters. So it's the same size. Oh God, let me grab my little Maximet one. Should be the exact same size, and it looks bigger, but if you flip them, then you'll see they're basically the exact same size here. 8 1/4 overall length. This one, let's see what we got for a weight on it. And kick it right here. 147 grams, not a lot, but it's got some weight to it, doesn't it? And let's kick it back around to, to ounces, 5.2. Yeah, it's got some stuff, but that's not ridiculous or anything. And 14.8 at 0.58. It's got some width to it, to the blade. I mean, to the handle. It does. 0.13 at 3.3 millimeters. So the blade stock is good and chunky. This handle is good and chunky, and the weight is there at over 5 ounces. Still, there it is. It does have that buoy type vibe going on with it, and you can get up here. It's definitely sharp, isn't it? Yeah, so there she be, the Old Fashion. It's easy to disengage the liner, and then it just falls down, just like that. Move it around. Come on, there it goes. Boom. It's like that. Yeah, it's got a great action on it. Fit and finish, I can't complain. I don't find anything that I can really speak to on that as far as any issues, really. This feels good. It's almost seamless, but it's not quite. It just a little bit of difference you can feel. Wow, that's pretty good, isn't it? That's pretty good. So, yeah, I like it. And it's inexpensive. But, it's not made of any really high end. It's not titanium. It's not a super steel. But still, well, you got some cutting power with that, don't you? That may be a design that you like. And so you may want a variant with a pocket clip. You can do that. Check it out. I'll put the links down below. But Molsect knives, they've got a bunch of different ones. You might want to check out their website and see all the different ones that they have available. And I believe chef knives as well. So, links below. And you guys, stay sharp.